Welcome, everybody, back to another episode of Life Chronicles and Deep Dives podcast. I'm here with Coach Cornelia, who is in, I believe, Denmark right now.
In Denmark right now, yes. Hi, Mika. Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
And we're going to talk about that here in a minute, just about what transpired between Romania and Denmark and how you got there, because I really want to share that with the group. I already know the secret, but
Yeah,
I'm sure
okay.
they'll find it. Uh, for this episode, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're going to try a new format. So we're going to be trying to put out, smaller, shorter form videos. And I know every once in a while we say we're going to do it, and sometimes we don't, and sometimes we do. We just get stuck talking about stuff, and then it just ends up
Mhm.
a great episode anyway.
Yeah.
Um, this episode we just kind of like wanted to catch you guys up on what we've been doing this summer because I know like in the summer, spring, and Cornelia's got a schedule that's slightly more busy than mine. So with her daughter and tournaments and stuff like that, I'm gonna let her talk about that. We want to make sure that we are catching you guys up, but we also want to try to make sure that we're getting some episodes out there so you don't think that we forgot you guys. So, Cornelia, tell me about Romania to Denmark because I know what you did, and we don't do that too much in America. So tell me about your travels.
First of all, I didn't know you're not doing it in America. I thought everyone is doing over there because I've seen some movies with some great trains. They were looking great. So now the secret is revealed. So we went from Romania to Denmark by train. We used to do this every once in a while because I want Maria to, I don't know the world and understand how it works and meet a lot of people and from different countries and so on. So we are doing this from time to time. And this time we took the train from Romania and came to Denmark. Me, Maria, and our one of our dogs, Dottie. Because we took Dottie because she is like she's a very, very good dog. You can train her on a leash. The other Labrador we have, you cannot train him. So we brought him with the car with the company. So
Right.
yes, it was the three of us girls just going by train.
So is it a straight shot? I don't think it's a straight shot, is it? You have to like go get on and get off, or how's that work?
I wish it were, but it's not like that. So from my city, Constance, I had to take one train to Bucharest, the capital of Romania, then another train to Budapest, and then another one to Vienna, and then another one to Hamburg. And from Hamburg, my husband came and take us to Denmark. So
Awesome.
it was a long, long,
So
long
tell me
road.
about the car layout. How does that work? You get in this thing, and I don't know if it's like a movie. I know I saw some pictures online. It looks like there's like a little booth. You get your own booth, your own car, your own like little room, or how's that work?
So you get a night train from Romania to Budapest or to Vienna. We didn't catch. I never thought it's gonna be so busy. So we didn't catch any places in for the Vienna one. So we took the Budapest one. So you have a couch. This is how we call it for two persons, or we took for two, of course. But you can take for four or six, or you can sleep with strangers if you want to, but it's on different, like you are a woman with women, man to men, and so on. It's very cozy. It's very nice to. We haven't slept too much because we were watching the lights on the window,
Mhm.
so we haven't slept too much, but it was very nice.
And so we already talked about this, the food cars. So you said that you picked up food at the train station, like you go grocery shopping and then you take it with you,
Yeah,
or do they have like dining cars that you just get up and you go to uh something like you'd see in a movie?
I wish they had. Before leaving Romania, I was watching Agatha Christie's movie. I mean, the movie after her book. I think it was Crime on the Orient Express. And Orient Express is a train that is still working in Europe, so it's still going right now. And they had a great restaurant in the train. We don't have it, unfortunately. It's something very, I mean, you can have a drink, but it's kind of all. So yeah, we buy food from the train stations, and then we eat in the train.
Okay. So that's not too bad. You like grocery shop, pick up some stuff, go in, and then you kind of like go.
Yeah.
in America, right, we do have that. We have Amtrak, which is like a high
Mhm.
speed rail, and then we
Yeah.
have some of those older like trains. They look cold. They look like coal trains. I don't know if they're still running on coal, but they they have like the vintage type cars with the intricate wood grain and the tables and the like you can rent them out. Those are a little bit more luxury. Trains training across America from what I remember, and I used to be obsessed with trains when I was growing up. You know, it's cheaper than flying, but it takes longer. Less and less people are doing it. Um, I don't know about like the safety of it in terms of like your passenger, pool, what you're going to get. I would think it'd be a little bit different than like subways or something like that, where you're like super congested,
Yeah.
because you're buying a ticket to travel long distances. Now, I have bought train tickets in Illinois to travel, short distances, but not like cross country. And
Mm.
I think we still have some tracks that are open so you can take those scenic routes. And it's like a 10-day trip across country or something like that. And then those trains, they do have like restaurants and
Yeah.
stuff. And they take you through like the mountains and all this these scenic routes and stuff like that. I would be excited to take a train. Me and my wife were talking about it. practice with what I'm going to be using rather than practice with something, that I'm not going to use.
Is it expensive to do it?
The
Like it's
classes,
yeah.
in total for both classes, it's about $700 US.
Mm-hmm. Pretty
So
expensive.
yeah, it's pretty expensive. And when you go to get your license, you have to pass within a certain time frame. So you get one permit, it lasts 180 days. You can re-up your permit again. That also lasts 180 days. Once that's done, you have to take your practical tests and your endorsement tests, like written tests. Because if you don't, then you have to start all over again.
Oh,
Yeah. So you have to pass 4 tests to get
yeah,
your endorsement.
yeah.
Uh, 2 written, 2 practical. And so I was able to do that. So that was pretty exciting.
Now you can drive it everywhere you want and take your wife with you as well.
Yes, we went out yesterday.
Oh,
And I'm still kind of getting used to like the different weight changes. Um, but we didn't spill, we didn't dump it yesterday. So, I mean, it seems to be, and that's another thing. It's like, I want to make sure that I'm being responsible with my wife on the back. You know what I mean? I don't do anything crazy. I don't try to like push it. I don't try to like cut off cars or, risk it for the biscuit. I'm trying to be careful and, we're just trying to go for a nice, relaxing ride. We went a little bit further than we did the previous time.
yeah. Can I ask you a question about it? So you
Yeah.
have this helmet on your head when
Yeah.
you're motorcycle. So you have this like a window here,
Yeah,
right?
I do.
And when it rains, what's happening?
Okay, so when it rains, that window gets covered in water droplets, and I'm looking at like some Rain-X type stuff. I don't know what's safe to use, but I'm looking at it, and I don't know if you guys can see that, but
Mm.
essentially this you would have to wipe that. This is a modular helmet, so the front face lifts.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. You can use it like this as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, if if it gets like full of rain, like I rode it into work. What was it? Last Wednesday, and it was like kind of foggy, drizzly, and I just was wiping it with my glove.
Mm.
I think what I'll do is I'll see what's safe to use on there, like a Rain-X that beads the water and like kind of like runs it off a little bit better, and see if that works. I think that's the next plan for safety. I just got this helmet Friday,
Mm.
and it's
Great.
got like Bluetooth, so it's got speakers and a microphone in it and stuff.
Oh. Does your wife have to use one as well?
Yeah, so she doesn't have the helmet. Yes, so like if we're riding together, she's gonna wear full gear. So we just actually yesterday went and got her armor pants. So it's got like knee pads.
Mm-hmm.
It's made of like a certain material that like rips. It's ripstop. We got her a coat with like shoulder and elbow and hip and back pads. We her helmet had the Bluetooth speaker intercom system in it already. Mine didn't. So I had a helmet and then I shelved it and I bought this one, came Friday, and this one has intercom. So that way when I'm riding and she's riding with me,
Great. That's great.
yeah, we can talk back and forth. And so it makes it a lot easier. Hey, there's a stop coming up. Hey, there's a turn coming up. Hey, we're going to be making this sharp, curve or whatever. Oh, watch out for this deer's coming up. She can also report to me things that she sees. Hey, there's no traffic coming on your left or on your right, and that
Mm.
makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. It's such a great adventure. I wouldn't, I think I would be afraid to do it, but I think it's such a great adventure.
Absolutely. The second item for this summer, and technically 2 and 3 are kind of conjoined. They're the same event. I was asked to earlier this year officiate a wedding for a friend of mine, and so I
What does it mean to officiate a wedding over there? Because in Europe you can only do it with a priest, or I mean you have two kind of I mean the civil wedding, then you go to the how is it called? To the mayor house. I don't know how it's called. and then they give you the papers, and then you go to the priest. But
Mhm.
I've seen that in America you can do it in many ways.
Yeah. So what happened is they technically already had the marriage license and certificate um, from the government. They did civil, so they went to the courthouse, filled out their paperwork, got it signed by a judge,
Yeah.
sealed it. That they had already done. So for me, my job for the officiating part was to curate the ceremony. I'm standing there with a microphone, I'm reading, I'm
Oh,
cueing them on
wow.
their
Like you
vows.
see in the movies. That's
Yes.
good.
Yeah, yeah. And on top of that, it was like maintaining the schedule that, the bride and the groom had already created, what they wanted to, how they wanted to keep the schedule going. So I was in charge of watching the time, getting on like, hey, it's time to eat now. That's not how I said it, but everybody get up, it's time to eat. It's not. I was a little bit more entertainment. So mine was showmanship.
Hmm.
And that was pretty exciting because I got to marry some friends. And you know, I guess working on public speaking, it's pretty easy to speak to you on this computer. I mean, I guess it's easier for me than for some people. However, when you're doing it in front of a live audience at somebody's wedding, where one mistake can ruin it, it's a lot of pressure. So I focused on like slowing down my speech. On here, I talk fast because I want to make sure that we're getting in everything in the time frame.
Yeah.
Usually, I've had some coffee. I'm high energy, but for there, I needed to slow everything down, pronounce and announce, and do that. The second thing, in conjunction with that wedding that I did, was also uh, they invited one of their friends to bring his like DJ controller,
Hmm.
and so he would want to step away and like enjoy the reception and food and whatever. And so he was like, "Hey, can you watch this?" And I was like, "I am not sure I know what to do here." And so, but I've always had this passion to figure it out. So
Hmm.
he kind of like crash coursed me on this DJ controller and was like, okay, so this is how you load this. This is how you load that. These are the types of songs. These are the beats per minute. This is how load deck one, load deck two. So very simply, I would sub in when he would step away uh, and just load, the next song and then the next song and then whenever he wasn't there, and then he would come back and then I would step away, go get something to eat, stuff like that. So
You
that was
like it?
I did.
Yeah.
Did. I have friends that are more than this guy. This guy recreationally does it, but I have friends that actually have a business uh,
Hmm.
where they uh, perform. I have another friend who has a residency at one of the clubs down in Seattle. His name is Mike Stevens, and he's down there at Trinity. He's also played at like Beyond Wonderland and Base Canyon. These are like huge events
Yeah.
in Washington at the Gorge. My friend Mark and his wife Becky run Codex Collective, and they have a huge assortment of DJs, and they do shows at clubs, View, Seattle, they Orient Express. Sometimes they put on their own shows, and so they are, it's just like great talent pool. I've got another friend of mine. His name's Alex, and him and his partner, they're like a duo of DJs, work together, and they put on shows down in Seattle and places, Base Canyon too. And so it's exciting because I plan on learning how to do it. I talked to the wife. I was like, "Hey, can I can I buy a DJ deck?" And she's like, "Sure. How much is it?" I was like, "Oh,
Mm.
I don't know, 2 to 3 grand." She's like, "Ooh, yeah, we might want to save up for that one." Um, it is on a priority list for me, but it's not like all the way up. I've got a couple of classes that I need to finish. I'm still working on that narcissistic abuse treatment clinicians course offered by Dr. Ramani, because I realized that I was supposed to be quizzing each module as I was going, but I was
Oh.
just listening to it, and I'm gonna have to quiz at the end. So we still got a lot of stuff that we need to do, but we are working on it. And by we, I mean me and myself.
I guess I mean my favorite job was when I was working in radio, and I was by myself in a very small cabin and with a lot of how is it called, like things to non-amplify the noise from outside. I don't know how it's called at this point. So it was very quiet in there. I had such a great time by myself putting music. It was amazing. And I remember I was knowing in the city because it was a like a local radio station, and I was knowing for not speaking. I mean I mean people are listening to the radio for the music. I mean
Yeah.
we have news every hour and we have like does it rain, does it doesn't rain and so on. But then you are listening to the radio for the music. So I was never speaking. I was just saying hello and goodbye. And that was my and everyone was listening to the show because it was uninterrupted music.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's a problem now is that you get a lot of, I mean, YouTube used to have no ads.
Mhm.
Now it's like an ad at the beginning and then every 2 minutes is an ad or, whatever, unless you pay for it. Radio stations, just the same, right? They've got this huge 15-minute chunk of talking, couple of songs that are the same songs every day. They just mix up the different order. And then,
Yeah.
it's just like back to it.
Yeah. I remember my boss was always telling me that I'm crazy because I was not following his list of music. I never got it. Why are you doing the same music every single day, every single hour? It's the same music. I wouldn't listen to it. I'm not listening to the radio if it's doing like this. So I used to just choose a theme, Elvis Presley or whatever. Music for some music for drive speed driving, so or something like this.
Mhm.
Just put it. So yeah, I had a lot of fights with my boss because they have these lists that they are following. I never understood why.
My ultimate goal is to, I don't think I'll do radio. I know you did radio and like that. I don't even know if I really even want to do like a full-blown show. I might. As soon as I buy this controller, I actually have a program on my computer to like make music, so sound design,
Mhm.
whatever. And I don't know if you remember this, but I think it was like 2 years ago. I like made a very small sample song. I like didn't know any how to use the program. I was just messing around, and I finally got it to where I could like add a beat here and change this sound. And I made like a 20-minute sample of like of a song, and I thought that was pretty cool. And that
Mhm.
sparked that curiosity to get into the music again because I grew up playing instruments, but it's not the same as making music on a computer.
What instruments did you play, or are you playing now?
Right now I'm not playing any. I'm trying to figure out these programs on my computer so that way I can make some songs there while I don't have the DJ controller that's going to cost me a couple $1,000 US. um on top of that, when I was younger, I used to play bass clarinet, B flat clarinet, and I was alternative percussion in marching band.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the clarinet was my mom's, so it was a pass down, and it's actually an imported wooden clarinet from France. So a lot of times now you'll see things are made out of plastic.
Mhm.
This
Yeah.
one's actual. This is a real wooden from France clarinet. So it's really nice.
Yeah, I bet it is. Yeah.
Well, everybody, that is what we had going for the summer. I mean, this is a little short snippet episode. Cornelia, did you have anything else that you wanted to add in about your summer before we close out?
Today I've been making sour cherries tarts and peach tarts because I'm so relaxed here. So very happy about it.
Oh, getting into that creativity and the baking and oh,
Yeah, I
I'm not
missed it.
much of a baker, but I can just smell what you're cooking right now. That sounds amazing.
Yeah. I'm gonna show you some pictures if you want to.
Yeah, absolutely. Send them over. All right, guys. Please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and check out the link in the description box below for our websites. We hope to see you guys back in the next one.